Welcome to this demonstration of the key features in Create. I'm going to start by showing you Create for PowerPoint and its key functionality. To begin with, we're going to look at starting a new presentation. When I open PowerPoint, I see the Create tab and a new presentation already set up in my company style. To start working with this presentation, I select Doc Setup from my Create tab. The Doc Setup dialog appears, and here I can populate such details as endorsement by selecting an option from the drop-down menu. I can type in my presentation title for the cover slide and a subtitle if I have one. The default will be for today's date, which I can change by clicking on the calendar. I can also include a secondary logo by clicking on the Browse button, going to where I have the logo stored, clicking Open, and then choosing Include on every slide for it to be included throughout the presentation. I can also choose to have section divider numbers on my section dividers and appendix dividers if my presentation is split into sections. So from here I click OK, and the presentation is populated with the information that I've selected. As I scroll through the presentation, you'll see the logo on the top right. I can change this information at any time by going back to Doc Setup and making a change. When I'm ready to start inserting slides, I go to the Insert Slide or Object group on the Create tab. From here I can go to Slide Layouts, which contains a series of slide layouts pre-formatted in your company's corporate style. As I click and scroll through the description on the left, a preview appears on the right. I can select a slide and click Apply whilst keeping the dialog open. I can click and drag to select multiple slides. Click Apply, and when I've finished inserting the slide layouts, I click OK. These are all ready for you to insert your information such as tables, texts and charts. Another option for inserting slides is to use the library. Click on the library. The slides in the library contain frequently used objects such as organisation charts, maps, all divided into categories on the tabs at the top here, chevrons. Again, I can keep the dialog open and say insert whole slide. The dialog will remain open. I can insert maps. I can also choose to insert the shape only instead of the whole slide by making sure that I have my cursor in one of the layouts and choose Insert Main Shape Only, and it will resize the shape to fit the placeholder. When I've completed inserting my library slides, I choose Close, and there's my presentation. All of the slides that I've inserted from the library are pre-formatted in your company's corporate style, and once inserted into the presentation, they're fully editable and ready to be populated with your information. And there are some useful tools on the Create tab to help you do this, such as a colour palette. I can divide my presentation into sections if I wish by going to the Divider ribbon on the Insert Slide or Object group. Click on this section divider, type in my section title and click OK. A new slide will be inserted with the section title, and I can move that to where it needs to go. I can insert another one further on in the presentation, and I can also include appendix cover pages as well. Divider, appendix divider. There's also an option to have a sub-appendix title and a subsection title as well on those slides. Once I've divided it into sections, I can also choose to display an agenda slide at the beginning of the document. There are a few options here. I can select for it to pick up the divider slides or the slide titles, or a combination of both. I'll click Divider Slides, and I'll include appendices because I have an appendix cover page as well. Click OK. And the agenda slide will be inserted at the beginning of the document after the cover slide. If any of the information changes, such as the slide titles, or if anything gets moved around, such as which will affect the page numbering, I can update the agenda slide automatically by going to Update and Agenda TOC. And those changes will be reflected.